Random kick-ass facts, ba pew pew pew! In 1924 in South Bend, Indiana, a chimpanzee was arrested and convicted for smoking. Indeed. If you're ever in Alliance, Ohio, just know that troll dolls outnumber humans 2-1. The Troll Home Museum is there, and it has rows of doll-filled display cases. Dolls dressed for the holidays, dolls dressed for the beach. There's even various scenes, such as the Rock and Troll Hall of Fame, featuring musical acts like Kiss, Dolly Parton, and Michael Jackson. Story time. When I was, I'm going to say 9 or 10, 1983, 1984, my brother would have been 15 or 16. He went on a school trip to Detroit, and I had never seen a troll doll before in my life. When he came home from the trip, he handed me a box that had holes punched into it, and when I opened up the box, there was a troll doll. I no longer have this doll. I regret that to this day. My brother told me his name was Norkin, and when I was asleep, he would get up at night and walk around the house. So for a couple of weeks, my brother, when I was asleep, would come into my room, get Norkin, and then hide him in different places of the house. In 1893, New Bern pharmacist Caleb Bradham developed and began serving a carbonated drink he called Brad's Drink. He served the beverage from the soda fountain in his pharmacy, and he believed in the health, energy, and digestive benefits of his invention. What was the drink renamed to in 1898? A. Sprite, B. Pepsi Cola, C. Coca-Cola, or D. the GOAT, in my opinion, Fresca. The correct answer is B, Pepsi Cola. The recipe originally included the enzyme pepsin and the cola nut, which is likely how the drink got its new name, although at some point pepsin was removed from the formula. There are more castles in Germany than there are McDonald's in the United States. How do you feel about cilantro? I love it. I have a couple friends who think it tastes like soap, and according to 23andMe, there's a genetic component to cilantro taste perception. People who describe the herb as having a soapy flavor were found to have specific genetic variants in their olfactory receptors. The cilantro soap gene enables the palate to detect the aldehydes in cilantro leaves, which have a soapy flavor. Certain ancestries play a role in this genetic mutation. People from cultures where cilantro is heavily grown and used are far less likely to have this mutation. In the study, 14 to 21% of East Asian, African, and Caucasian ancestry found cilantro to have a soapy flavor, while only 3 to 7% of those who identified as South Asian, Hispanic, or Middle Eastern reported the same sensation. Spider blood appears bluish or clear. They do not have hemoglobin, which is responsible for your blood's color. Arachnid blood is called hemolymph. Every human on the planet is made up of millions and millions of atoms, which are all 99% empty space. If you were to remove all the empty space contained in every atom in every person on the planet and compress us all together, then the overall volume of our particles would be smaller than a sugar cube. Also, human cells make up only 43% of the body's total cell count. The rest belong to microorganisms. My anxious friends, I have good news for you. Findings from a research study at Lakehead University found that individuals with anxiety consistently outperformed others in verbal intelligence tests. Another study out of Israel identified an uncanny ability among anxious individuals to maintain unwavering focus amidst distractions. This heightened alertness, coined sentinel intelligence, enables them to discern threats earlier than others, such as detecting the scent of smoke when others can't. People with intense generalized anxiety disorder had markedly higher IQs compared to their counterparts with milder conditions. A proposed theory suggests an anxious mind is a searching mind. In essence, the hyperactive analytical tendencies in anxious individuals might be the catalyst for their cognitive superiority. Let's talk about the intersection of social anxiety disorder or social phobia and empathy. A significant number of individuals with social anxiety emerged as gifted empaths, demonstrating exceptional right brain activity. These individuals possess an innate ability to sense and interpret the feelings, intentions, and motivations of those around them. The research conclusion was unequivocal. Results support the hypothesis that highly socially anxious individuals demonstrate a unique profile of social cognitive abilities with elevated cognitive empathy tendencies and high accuracy and effective mental state attributions. This statue, by Japanese artist, I hope I pronounced this correctly, Masakichi, is a replica of himself. Working with adjustable mirrors, he made each body part separately using strips of dark wood. Records differ on the number of strips used between 2,000 and 5,000. The statue is mostly hollow inside. No nails were used. The strips were assembled using dovetail joints, glue, and wooden pegs. They are joined so perfectly that no seams can be seen, even with a magnifying glass. The wood was painted and lacquered to match his skin tone and reflects every tendon, muscle, bone, vein, wrinkle, and pore. He also handcrafted glass eyes that are technically and visually perfect. This is where shit gets weird. Remember my face when I said pores? He bored a tiny individual hole for every pore on his body and plucked the corresponding hair from that pore and inserted it at the exact position on the statue. He covered the entire sculpture with all of his own hair: head, beard, backs of his hands, legs, eyebrows, eyelashes, his mini Masakichi. Then He pulled out all of his own fingernails, toenails, and teeth and carefully put them in their exact position on the statue.